who's watching. Ooh, hey, we actually have some folks. Hey, we got Barry and we have Dave in touch with iOS. Barry Folk. Hi guys, how you doing? So before we get started here, you guys may notice. Well, one, I'm sitting on my headphone cable. All right, that's better. All right, I'm in a new studio space. Well, it's the same studio space. The same studio space I had before, but no more green screen. We got the backdrop here, you know, the little wall panels, which was quite the adventure to put all those up. I had a good friend of mine come out to help install these, and the good news is that request to create, okay, grant permission to my guest. I had to say to my guest so that you guys don't have any spoilers here. All right, I'm gonna get my second guest assigned here. No spoilers, no spoilers. All right. Hi, second guest. Oh, don't. If you say something, they'll know who it is. All right. All right, here we go. So anyway, I was explaining to those who are watching. Oh, Martine, hey, how you doing? Bob's in the chat room. Awesome. John, good to see everybody. So I was explaining the new studio space. No more green screen. Got these wall panels. That was an adventure to put up. The good news is I turned on record for the entire process of putting these darn things up. So I'm gonna edit that down and actually release it someday, which is gonna be quite fun, or not. You may have fun, you may not have fun. But now I have my little micro Apple museum behind me. I've got the Newton up there. I've got my Apple IIc down here. I've got a few icons, classic Mac icons up there. So, yeah, a little fun, a little plant back there. A plant I am assured not to kill, which is always good. Some mood lighting there. I'm still dealing with the lighting. I've got some lighting issues here, but we'll get those worked out. I see lots and lots of folks in the chat room. This is awesome. So what we're going to do, this is a grand tradition for chat rooms on live streams, is at least amongst the folks I follow, if you have a question while we are going through everything here today, preface it with a Q and a colon. And if you do that, what that allows me to do is filter everything by that Q and colon. So you put a Q and colon before your question, I can filter it out, I can get straight to the questions. If you just want to chat with each other and say hi and all that kind of stuff, awesome, have at it. That's what it's there for. But in the meantime, I think we'll get started. I do have, my guests are with me, and I'm going to get to them in just a moment. We got a bunch to cover today, just a ton. We're going to take a peek at this year's theme. We're going to announce the start of ticket sales, how to speak at Macstock this summer. If you've not already submitted a talk and you would like to, we're going to talk about how you can do that. We're going to talk about the hotel room block and making your reservations. And of course, the big announcement that I've been promising everyone, which is going to be exciting. Okay, so first, let's get started. This is the official Macstock 10 launch party, at least based on the chat room, it's a party, which is really cool. Macstock itself is going to be taking place, if you have not heard, July 10th, 11th, and 12th, 2026. We are going to be back again at the Elara Conference Center at the Holiday Inn in Crystal Lake, and I'll talk about that more in just a moment. Each day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, check-in's going to begin at 8. Our sessions will begin at 9, and then we will run each day until about 5-ish. It might be a little bit later. It kind of depends on how many speaking submissions come in, and once they all come in and I know what I'm dealing with, have a better handle on how to schedule everything, and that will determine if we go until 5 or maybe 5:30 or maybe 6. And it might vary by day, but that's the general schedule for each day. Now, the fun thing is the theme this year. The theme is, you may have heard me say that this is kind of bringing all of our themes full circle, for our 10th anniversary of Macstock. We're bringing everything full circle. I think I mentioned that at least once, maybe twice in the newsletter. And for the past several years, we've been theming Macstock. We started that in 2018. And it's typically a single word theme. So we've had productivity, we've had create, we've had play, we've had learn, we had, this one was 2, level up, and we had share. Last year was share. This year's theme is inspire. And the feedback I'm getting so far from folks who are submitting talk presentations is they really love the theme this year. So I'm glad everyone is enjoying that and is inspired to submit some fantastic talks, which I'm not going to announce any of the talks today, but they will be coming out in the weeks ahead. But this year's theme, I hope what we're going to do is kind of revisit all the previous themes through the lens of inspire. So that's kind of the idea. But I also, because I can't help myself, I also wanted to hearken back to the debut of the iMac. You might recall that Steve Jobs told us what the I stood for in iMac when he debuted that machine back in 1997. I think it was 97. And most of us, I think, will recall that it stood for Internet. Right? Internet was on the tip of everyone's tongues back in 1997. It was the new big hot thing. And so we had the iMac, and I stood for Internet. Now, I'm going to give you a little preview of my opening comments from Macstock this year, which I've already begun writing, which is a surprise to me, as it probably is to you. But I'm going to crib from my notes a little bit because and you'll have to attend for the rest of my comments. But Mr. Jobs also pointed out that I stood for a few other things as well. And I'm going to quote him here in just a moment. One of those things was inspire. And he said the I stood for inspire because, quote, Apple intended for the iMac to inspire users to create amazing products and content. So I hope that everyone listening here today, or maybe you're watching this after the fact, or maybe you're catching the updates in the newsletter, I hope that you'll join us this July and take inspiration not only from our presenters, but from everyone in the audience around you. Now, with that said, I've been dropping teasers in the newsletter that there's a big announcement coming for Macstock 10, and I don't think it's fair to hold off on that any longer. And I'm pretty darn excited about it because we have got something really special planned for Macstock Weekend this year, and that is a new partnership with our friends at Ecamm. I'm really excited about this. So for that, what I would like to do is first introduce Katie Fawkes. If you were at Macstock last year, you will probably remember Katie. She is the Director of Marketing at Ecamm. Hi, Katie.
Hi, so glad to be here. Cheers to 10 years.
I know, it's super awesome. I can't wait to get to this. So I'm going to introduce our other special guest who's with us today. You may recognize this gentleman. He is the Director of Strategic Partnerships at Ecamm, and that is Doc Rock. Hey, Doc, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm glad you could be here today, too. So we're going to get all three of us up on screen here. Hey,
Look
guys.
at that magic. I love it.
I know. Isn't that awesome? So I kind of teased it a little bit, but I'd like to hand it over to you guys. I'd like to hand the mic over to you so that you can make the announcement, because this little extra, this add-on, this super cool thing that we're going to announce for Macstock this year is kind of your baby. Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh my gosh. So if you don't know Ecamm as well, we have this incredible community that we call the Ecamm fam. And 3 years ago, I think it's been 3 years, Doc, right? 3 years
Yep.
ago, we decided to kind of bring together all of our members, bring together the Ecamm fam in an event that we have called Creator Camp. And we've run now 3 incredible Creator Camp events, which are really intentionally meant to be these very campy, silly, fun experiences that allow people the freedom to be able to ask questions, workshop, learn from each other in something that feels a little bit less like a conference and more like a summer camp, time to just really spend time together and get to know each other better and work on the work together, right? So this year, we are super excited to be extending out the Creator Camp vision and bringing it out in partnership with amazing organizations like Macstock. And I think what's going to make this event really special is that Ecamm is a Mac app. We're a proud Mac app. And I know so many of our users are new to Mac. So they're diehard Ecamm people. They've purchased a Mac literally just to use Ecamm. And so the partnership of Macstock and Ecamm's Creator Camp together is really going to give our audience the ability to learn from all of you how to use their Mac better. And it's going to hopefully give you all who are Macstock people the opportunity to see what Ecamm can do, how you can incorporate video and live streaming and podcasting and everything in between into your world, and how Ecamm as a Mac app can work really well alongside all of the other incredible things that you're doing with your computer. So I think it's just the perfect partnership. We're calling this event Creator Camp Mac Edition, and it's gonna be the little sister kicking off early before Macstock comes in for the full event. So we will be there for day one Creator Camp Day Camp, and then we will be bringing all of our energy and bringing the Ecamm fam into your Macstock space and getting to hang out with all of you for the rest of this exciting 10th anniversary. So we're super excited. Doc
Yeah, I
has
think it's
been
going to be awesome.
bugging me for a while.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
I
gonna
think
be
it's going to be
great.
awesome primarily due to the fact, like you said, a lot of users that, come to Ecamm, they're brand new Mac users.
Yeah.
And many of us in the Macstock side of things, we've been using, this platform since like 84. When the first hammer was thrown to screen, we've been here. And so I find that, when we share our little tips that are so normal to us, right? But, many of us find these workarounds half the time by accident. And sometimes you don't realize you know something that, nobody else knows. You just think everybody does this, right? And if you ever want to feel that, hang out with Allison for 5 minutes, because she has things that
So
she knows
true.
about the Mac. I don't know if people at Apple know about. So, I think it would be a great event to sort of cross those bridges, if you will, and let some of, our newest users or people who've just been using maybe Mac for a long time, but they haven't really dialed into all of the
That's
myriad
me.
things
Yeah,
that you can
right?
do. Right? I know people who've been using Mac forever, and then when you tell them, "Oh, did you know that you can just click this and this happens faster?" and they're like, "What?" Here, I got one for the audience that they'll know. They'll be able to speak to in the chat. You ever see someone go into the bar at the top of the browser, and then they click at the end of the URL and they start deleting all of the characters, whereas we triple click and just start typing again? Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I always crack it when I see people like delete. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I got to erase. No, just triple click, start typing. Oh, I know you can do that. And that's a real simplified one and maybe over exaggerated, but I see tons of people do it every day. And, or that the mouse is constantly being grabbed. And I'm like, for the love of everything, Jobs, press command something and take your hands off the mouse. You know what I mean, Mike, right? So, I
know
think we'll get a
exactly what
chance
you
to
mean.
share those with a bunch of people, and it's just going to be really cool. So I'm super excited to watch the look of, when Mike teaches you to option click the clock and the look that people's face have.
Me over here like, what? What?
You want to
Yeah,
give them
I
some
think
insight on that, Doc?
Yeah, because Mike, we were doing something, and then Mike's like, "Oh, I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb," and then so Mike was like, "Oh, did you know all you can do is over here is option click the clock?" Now, I use my Mac all day, every day, and I might have heard that somewhere, or read that somewhere, but it definitely forgot about it. I will not even act like I did it before. Have I done it every time since? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I think that's just one of those really cool tricks, like, when you're driving around in your neighborhood and you know that if you take this alley, you can completely circumvent that roundabout in front of the ECAM office. That is total pain in the butt. So you just go, hey, I didn't know you can go that way. Yeah, there's about 8 ways to get here, but this way is the way you can avoid the yelling from the Massachusetts people because you don't know how to work a roundabout. It's pretty. Those kind of things I think are just going to be great for everyone to share with the new people and things like that.
And I have to admit that I used the control center to turn on Do Not Disturb on my Mac Mini, but I option clicked the time to turn it on on my MacBook Pro. So,
I know.
You do
I'm
what's
so guilty of
convenient.
that. Exactly. I'm always like, why do I do it this way in this one place and then this different way in this other every time? Yeah.
So I think people are probably wondering, when is Creator Camp? Is it during Macstock?
Excellent question.
Yeah. Do you want me to answer, or are you going to answer?
No, you go for it, Mike. Go ahead.
All right, I'll go for it. So what this means, Creator Camp Mac Edition, adding Creator Camp, partnering with Ecamm means that Macstock is going to 4 days.
4 days.
4 freaking days. We have Thursday.
We're going to be best friends.
Thursday. We're
end
going
of
to be
this.
super best friends by the end of the weekend. Everyone's going to be dragging out of the hotel. Go, oh, I can't wait. Thursday, July 9th, Creator Camp Mac Edition. Thursday, July 9th, Creator Camp Mac Edition. I will point out this is a different ticket. This is a bundle ticket. We have Creator Camp Mac Edition. We have Macstock. You can bundle them together, and that's your pass for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then there's the Macstock Weekend Pass, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you would like to just attend Macstock, you can. If you would like to attend Creator Camp and Macstock, you can do that too. And then the other thing we should probably point out is that Creator Camp is limited seating, and this is by design. We've limited it to 100 people. Why is that, Katie?
Because really, like, the vision of this event has always been that it feels welcoming and inclusive. And I think if we get over that 100, it just gets feeling a little bit more like a traditional conference where you're sort of one of many sitting in a sea of people watching a stage. And that is not what we're hoping to convey.
Yeah,
so
you don't want it to
we're
feel like Macstock, certainly. No.
we don't want it to feel boring like Max. No, just kidding. We really want to be able to, like, split into groups, work together, collaborate. This event is really much more of a hands-on mastermind workshop experience, and that's just a lot harder to do when you have that many people. So we are capping it. Although I will say that normally we end up right in that sweet spot anyway. We have never had an instance. Our first year we did, I should say. Our first year we had to turn people away, and that made me really sad. But the last few years we've had a really good group of people, and I think with this being added on as a new option as one of our camp events, and hopefully we'll get just the perfect amount of people in and the right people in the room. So looking forward to it.
Yeah. And you kind of hinted at this earlier, but Creator Camp Mac Edition is not the only Creator Camp that you're hosting this year.
No,
You have one coming up in like 2 months.
Yeah. So we have 3 creator camps this year. We have our main event, which is at the end of the year. It's in late September in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which
That's
is
the
right
big one.
down the street, from our HQ. That's our big 3-day event. And then we are doing these 2 incredible what Mike actually has spearheaded and helped us name which are these day camps, which takes the kind of vision and the fun of Creator Camp out in partnership with great events like Macstock. So the third one is we're calling Creator Camp UK. That one's in Birmingham, over the pond from us, and that's in partnership with Tube Fest. So that one is very much focused on helping YouTubers and content creators in the YouTube space be able to like level up their video and help get them all set up with Ecamm and up and running. And then whereas this one, we're really focused on bridging Ecamm with all of the Mac tools and Mac apps that are out there, and really thinking through how you can use this tool as part of a larger workflow and a larger process.
And that's what
I think one thing
go
that's
ahead. I'm
good
sorry,
to
Don.
point out too, Mike, is I have this random conversation with people all the time, and they're like, "Well, I'm not really a content creator." And I'm like, "Yeah, you are. Nowadays, pretty much everybody is. You may not share things publicly through some form of social media, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, whatever the case may be. However, even in our family, we were just doing a family trip where we're mixing two families to go to Japan. We're like 12 of us are going. And a lot of the information that had to get disseminated, I generated a Notion site, and I put everybody's information in the Notion site. And so I had to make little videos for the mother-in-law to remind her to make sure you call Chase and tell them that you're going to be out of the country, because you're going to go swipe that card and it ain't going to work. And I made those as videos because, well, Katie knows I just don't like typing. It's not a thing. And, like if you're going to, make sure you have your passport this way. So I put a lot of little tips into little video clips, and I had them on this Notion site. Of course, she didn't listen, and we got to Japan, and Chase was like, "You can't use that card." But that being said, you're doing Zoom meetings like we're doing right now. Katie and I are talking to Mike via Zoom, and then Mike's able to place this on YouTube. So even if you just need to show up looking cuter at work, like Ecamm excels at that because it's so different from using your standard sort of Zoom situation, right? Whether you're creating content publicly or doing coursework as a teacher, or, helping out your local church,
screen shares,
spread
demos,
information, screen sharing, demos, webinars, the whole 9 yards. These are things that we excel at. And I think it's really cool that we're starting to see this gap because of the quote unquote AI slop. We're starting to see this gap closed between people wanting to connect more with real people. We spend a little bit of time siloing ourselves, and now we're realizing that not nationwide, but worldwide, there's kind of a loneliness and a disconnect epidemic, and we're starting to see some of that being closed out by people just doing things as simple as we're going to have a Zoom meeting and all hang out and crochet together. There will be alcohol involved, but there's, needles and yarn, and they just hang out. Like I've seen big groups, 50, 60 people hanging out, crocheting, telling stories, same thing that us guys used to do, sitting around, a bunch of old cars in a parking lot at the back of the Piggly Wiggly. You got all the Chevys on one side and the Fords on the other, but we'd be comparing, like who got these and who has that. Or we used to do at our old Mac events, right? We'd all lug our SE30s in backpacks and show off the coolest things. Well, Ecamm allows that to happen, in a manner. You could do that once a week, just get together with a bunch of people like Dave Ginsburg, who collects stuff and talk story about it, right? So these are the kind of cool things that I look forward to, and we're going to be able to be sharing during that sort of creator camp. So if you're like, I'm not a creator, doesn't matter. Come anyway. Come anyway.
Come anyway.
Yeah, we'll rename it to just Mac Camp for the non-creators.
I'm just going for the sandwich.
Even if you don't consider yourself a creator, by the end of Creator Camp, you
will be.
You will be. Yeah.
What's funny to me too is, like, as Doc was saying, it is interesting that, like, so I now do a few different live streams and podcasts, and I have friends in like real life friends who live close by to me who are constantly coming up and being like, "Oh, I saw you, in XYZ spot doing a podcast, or I saw you on video in this different place, and I'd love to learn more. Like, how are you doing this?" So I think it's becoming more quote unquote mainstream, and people who never would have considered themselves content creators are realizing that there's a space for everyone here in video, and there's a ton of different options for them available out there. So it's a good time, even if you're kind of curious about it.
I was going to say normal, but I guess mainstream sounds better.
I don't know how normal we all are on video. I can't say I'm overly normal.
I try to be as normal as possible and usually end up not at all.
Failing, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Fail miserably.
I like what you mentioned there, Katie, because you said, people see you on Zoom or on YouTube or whatever, and they come up
Yeah.
and they ask you how you did that. As Doc pointed out, we're gathered together on Zoom, technically.
Yeah.
And I think when people realize that this is a quote Zoom call, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look anything like a Zoom call, they want to know how they can do that and how they can plus maybe not YouTube videos, maybe not live streams, but they want to know how they can plus their office meetings and
Yeah.
make them a little
Yeah.
bit more vibrant and exciting. And that's something that Ecamm can do for us too.
Yeah.
You have to be really careful when you pronounce plus their office meetings because if you're not listening, it could sound like something else. I'm just sorry.
Family friendly.
You could throw a mute over him, Mike. You're good. You're good. Yeah.
We
yeah,
all
no,
had
it
that
is.
thought before.
It is amazing. I mean, the amount of times, even yesterday, I was doing a tech check for an event we have going on next week here in a Zoom environment. And I showed up actually with a really similar, you and I have a similar color love, Mike, our similar kind of
know.
color vibe
it's true,
background.
right?
And the company we've been working with, the team at Ultra Speaking, they're incredible. But they showed up and these are people we've worked with before, but they were like, wait a second, like, how are you doing this in Zoom? Because we were sliding people in and out and bringing up PDFs and clicking through them. And like, we were able to do a whole lot more. And even people who were familiar with Ecamm hadn't seen some of the kind of the potential with just making it so much easier. And so much of that is because the app is built on the Mac platform. So much of that is because of the power of your Mac and is tied so closely to what Mac can do. Like if you can do a Command C, Command V, you can do that in Ecamm. Like any of the kind of shortcuts that you're used to in the Mac environment all exist within Ecamm because again, it was built for that platform. So I think there's such potential across the board for us to learn kind of from both sides, right? From the Ecamm side coming into the Macstock side and from the Macstock side coming into the Ecamm side. There's ways to create efficiencies, for it to be playful and fun, for us to get creative together, and for it to just be easier because that's what these computers are built for, is for it to be easy and simple and fun. And so I'm super excited. I know I learned so much last year at this event and I'm going to learn even more at this year's event. So I'm really, really looking forward to it.
We need a new jingle, Kates. We need anything you can do, I can do. Ecamm.
Well, no spoilers, but I am really excited about a lot of the talks that have been submitted this year, to the point where, though they weren't officially accepted, I immediately sent emails back to some of them saying,
You're like, check.
I love
Yeah.
this talk. We have to do
Yeah.
this talk. By the
Oh,
way,
I
can
love
you
it.
make it 90 minutes instead of 45? That sort of thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because there's going to be some really great ones. So we should probably tell people how they can attend. Would that be a good idea? I think that'd be a good idea.
Sure, let's do it.
So I'm going to switch over here to Safari. And this is, by the way, a feature of Zoom and Ecamm is active speaker. So down in the bottom right there, you currently see Katie, but if Doc were to chime in, then he would switch in those. So it's a really neat feature where whoever is actively speaking in Zoom will show up in that window right there. But this is the Macstock site for this year, and I have lost my cursor. Where the heck is? Oh, there it is. Wiggle it, and it gets bigger. There's a tip. Wiggle your mouse,
There's
and the
today's
cursor
pro
gets
tip.
bigger.
Yeah.
All right. Theme. We talked about the theme. Here we go. We have two paths to inspiration this year. One is the Macstock Weekend Pass, and we are currently running an early bird sale. This is until or through March 31st. There was a little bit of a debate there at the Macstock household whether I should do it through March 31st or April 4th. April 4th is a Saturday, so that may change. But right now, it's March 31st. March 31st. No, it will not end any earlier than March 31st. And the Macstock Weekend Pass, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is now $100 off $399 for those 3 days. And that is all 3 full days of presentations, which is both 45-minute and 90-minute sessions. You're going to get a digital pass for the weekend so that you can rewatch the talks after the fact. After I get them edited and released, you'll get that digital pass. Any session and workshop materials, we're going to gather those together. I, Mike, am going to do a better job about talking to the presenters this year and making sure that if there are any links or handouts or downloads that we need to take care of, that we get those all gathered together prior to the weekend. Wouldn't that be helpful? Well, that's what we're going to do this year. And of course, the Macstock t-shirt. You know, I have a lot of fun designing that t-shirt every year, and there will be another Macstock t-shirt for Macstock 10. Any official evening activities? So right now, nothing's planned. I'll just tell you, nothing is planned. That's why it says access to any activities that may be coming. Coffee and lunch is included Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then, of course, the ubiquitous bonus swag. So that is the Macstock Weekend Pass, July 10th, 11th, and 12th, $399 until March 31st, or through March 31st. Then we have the brand new Creator Camp plus Macstock bundle. That's all 4 days, July 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. That is regular $649, $524, $125 off. Again, early bird pricing through March 31st. And that is going to include everything in the Macstock Weekend Pass, plus full access to all the Creator Camp workshops for the day, all the hands-on training that they're going to be providing, direct time with the eCam team. You know, that if you want to learn more about the software, having access to the folks who put it together and know the most about it is incredibly valuable, and they're going to be there for that. Any available workshop materials, if any are provided, will be available to you too, and coffee and lunch are included that day as well. Plus, a little bonus, Katie told me the other day there's going to be a Creator Camp welcome bag.
Yeah,
That's
we're like you.
exciting,
We're all about the t-shirts and mugs and swag and fun and fun. So
I love swag.
Yeah.
You know, well, you can't see it right now, but my Live Happens mug is right up there on the top of
I
the shelf.
noticed it when you
know?
were talking about your studio. I was like, "Oh, I see it."
So that is the two bundles, or the two pass packages that you can get for Macstock this year. Visit our homepage. You can either click to get a weekend pass. You can get the Creator Camp bundle, and there's a little bit more information about Creator Camp. A little bit on the homepage, and then I set up another page with some extra details that Katie provided me that not only has information about what Creator Camp is, what you can expect at Creator Camp, but also a couple pictures from some of their camps, the opportunity to purchase the Creator Camp bundle, and then some highlights. This is a YouTube video they put together with some highlights from Creator Camp 2025, which is their big one that took place at the end of September, if I'm remembering correct. Oh, it says right there, September
Correct.
29th
Yep.
through October 1st. Yeah.
Yep.
So that information is on the Macstock site as well. So that is how you can get. That is how you can get the passes. Come on, back. There you go. Right on the Macstock homepage, or you can go to macstockconferenceandexpo.com/register, and you can get your passes there as well. So I did want to announce one more thing. This is a decision that, again, the Macstock household made spur of the moment. I thought of it driving in this morning, so I can't tell you what it will be. But if you are watching this live stream, you get the opportunity to jump on something before anyone else. And that is the first 25 people to buy a Macstock Weekend Pass or the Creator Camp plus Macstock bundle purchase either of those, the first 25 people to purchase either of those will get a special bonus gift when they check in at Macstock. Now, what that
I'll be
gift
right back,
is,
Mike. I gotta go.
I can't tell you yet. I can't tell you yet. Now, Katie, I know a guy. So if you're
I
not
know,
one of the first 25,
but I gotta get in. I gotta get in. Yeah.
all right.
No,
Well,
it's
I
fine.
won't stop you from. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, you back?
Yeah, I'm back, and I think, yep, we're streaming again. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
It should automatically pick back up.
it should pick it, and it did, but it didn't pick you back up. There we go. All right,
There.
now you're back. So
We were having too much fun. I'll tone it down. I'm sorry, Mike. It was definitely my fault.
you probably didn't. So here's the deal. This is fun. Okay, so you probably didn't even hear me say this, but we had a power blip.
Oh,
All the
I was gonna say the internet was like off to buy tickets. It just disappeared.
Yeah,
It was
it
like,
just-
no, you know what? I gotta go.
all the lights went blip, and I went, oh, that's not good. But it seemed like we were still going, right? But thanks
Yeah.
to this amazing technology that we're using called
Awesome.
Ecamm Live, I can resume the live stream again. But I'm not
wild.
on my internet. It's a whole thing, sharing it with the downstairs. But I connected to the coffee shop next door. So don't tell
Thank
them.
you, coffee shop.
Don't tell them. But I connected to the coffee shop next door, and we were able to resume. So here we
Perfect.
go. So now I don't know where did I get cut off, guys?
You were telling the first 25, and I
Okay.
was being silly, and then everything went dark.
Oh man. But do people hear the first 25?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. All
Yes,
right,
the
so we heard
first
that.
25. Yep.
Cool. First 25 people to buy a weekend pass. I'll just repeat it because it's an exciting idea I had this morning.
It is.
I don't know if you heard me say I have no idea what it's going to be because I just thought of it in the car driving up here. But the first 25 people to buy a weekend pass or a Creator Camp Macstock bundle will get a special bonus gift when they check in at Macstock. So there you go.
Yay!
Yay! All right. I did want to talk about how you can speak at Macstock. So I've said this before. I love unique and hands-on talks of all kinds. I want everyone to feel encouraged to submit a talk to Macstock if they would like to. Certainly, you can just come and attend and listen to all the great speakers we have every year. But we have introduced so many new speakers to the Macstock community over the last few years because someone just took a chance and said, hey, I would like to speak at Macstock and submit a talk. Let's see what you got. So even if you've never presented before, I think the most important thing to know is that Macstock is really for everyone. So no matter what your background is or what your experience level is, I want to hear your ideas. So, so far we have received 11 talk submissions, and there are at least 3 more to come. Three folks have promised that a talk submission is coming. So that puts us at 14. We're getting full, but there is still room for more. And if you have an idea and you would like to submit that idea to me to consider for a presentation at Macstock, just visit. I made it super simple. I'm not going to give you that big long URL, max.conference.expo.com/speak-at-max. No, just go to speakatmaxstock.com. Speakatmaxstock.com will take you straight to where you need to be. Submit your talk idea, and let's hear what you got. And one super important thing about talk submissions. If you have submitted a talk or you plan to submit a talk, don't buy your weekend pass yet. Don't buy it. Even if your talk isn't accepted, I'm going to make sure you get the early bird pricing regardless. You're going to get the early bird pricing even if I don't make up my mind on who's going to speak at Macstock until after March 31st. You're still going to get that pricing. Don't worry, you're going to miss out on anything. So that's important. And if your talk is accepted, well, you get a complimentary 3-day Macstock weekend pass anyway. So there you go.
Win-win.
Win-win, yeah. Now, I will point out, because Creator Camp, it does say this in the speaker rules or the submission, whatever I call it. When you submit a talk and it tells you what the dealio is with submitting
Guidelines.
talks.
Maybe guidelines sounds nicer than rules.
That sounds like that sounds better than dealio. The man, okay. It says in the guidelines, thanks, Katie. It says in the guidelines that because the seating is limited to Creator Camp Mac Edition, that is not included with your complimentary pass to Macstock. Your complimentary pass covers Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all that entails. But if you would like to attend Creator Camp and your talk has been accepted, I'll have some special pricing for you on that as well. So just wanted to share that up front. Because we don't want to take away, if I accept 15 speakers, I don't want to take away 15 slots from people who would want to attend and benefit from Creator Camp. So that's kind of the idea behind that. But if as a presenter you still want to benefit from attending Creator Camp, talk to me. Okay.
We should actually say too, like if there, this is news to Mike as well, but if there are any of you out there, I know there are a decent amount of Macstock diehard fans who also are Ecamm users. So if you want to be involved as we don't call them speakers, but if you want to be involved in like as a workshop leader or a camp counselor or like involved with our Creator Camp event, and you've submitted you've already submitted to Mike, or you haven't yet, but you're thinking about it, you could certainly, like, Mike can pass those along to us, or you can just email directly marketing@ecamm.com. We're more than happy to take a look at that and to chat with you a little bit more about that. We are not a closed off event, so feel free to send those ideas along. We're happy to hear them.
And Dave said me, so we want to say everybody.
I know, yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Dave.
Well, we were going to say everybody except Dave, not you. No, just kidding, Dave. Please send it along, Dave.
So what Katie's saying is Creator Camp Mac Edition is super exclusive, and you have very, very little chance of...
We don't want any of you Macstock people, no, just...
Oh, gosh. All right. This is one of those days. This is one of those days. I swear, this is one of those days. But when anything that can go wrong is going wrong. Not only did we have the power blip, not only did then my internet come back up, not come back up. Not only did the cup of internet that I was borrowing from a neighbor also go down. I suspect it may be a Comcast issue, but I'm not blaming them. What? Not only did that go down, but, and don't tell Katie and Doc this, but Ecamm Live just crashed on me as well. So yeah, it's been one of those afternoons, but we keep going. That's the thing about live streaming, is when something goes wrong, you just keep going. And I was in the process of trying to put this question up on screen, and let's see if it will work now. And it is not working now. Oh, there we go. So Ron is asking, let me just resize this here. Ron is asking, as someone who is not, let's come back, as someone who is not a content creator, his thought was to attend the Ecamm sessions. Then again, if there is a limit, I would not want to take a seat. No, I wouldn't worry about that, Ron. I would not worry about that at all. If you feel you would benefit from attending Creator Camp Mac Edition, please do, because not only will you pick up some interesting tidbits about creating content, even if you don't consider yourself a content creator. Remember what Doc said earlier. You may not consider yourself a content creator, but by the end of the day, you may very well be. If you feel like you might benefit from that, if you feel like you might benefit from some of the tips and tricks that Ecamm is also going to be sharing that day at Creator Camp, please sign up for that day as well. I think that's amazing, and yeah, I would love for you to do that. Okay. I have been recording everything on this end. I may end up needing to re-release it as a standalone video rather than a replay of the live stream. I hope everyone caught what they wanted to. I did attempt to rejoin the same Zoom meeting that we had Katie and Doc in with little success there. Oh, you have a meeting that's currently in progress. Please cancel. Okay. No, it's not coming back. Well, super bummer. Super bummer. All right. Well, again, an example of when you're live streaming, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And as the mug back there says, live happens. So with that said, I think that's going to do it for this time. Let's wrap things up. I'm super excited for Macstock this year. Again, a special thanks to Katie and Doc both for joining me, announcing the first ever Creator Camp Mac Edition. And if I'm repeating myself, it's because I don't know what you heard and what you didn't hear as things went up and down. But thanks for joining us today. I am planning, despite everything that happened today, I am planning to be back for more live streams in the months ahead because I think this is just a fun way to stay connected with everybody and interact with you in the chat room and things like that. I'm super excited to see all these comments. Everyone so excited for not only Macstock, but for Creator Camp Mac Edition. Just a bazillion comment. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Anyway. Thanks, Stephen. Stephen said, thanks, Mike. It's all okay. I appreciate that too, Stephen. I said, uh-oh, because Roger said I was muted, but yeah, all right. Take care. Stay safe, everyone. Be kind to everyone, and we'll see you at Macstock. And again, I'll see you again on a future live stream here at youtube.com/Macstock. Thanks, everyone. Bye.